A frequent question we get asked is, are you crazy? When we tell people we were going to ship our camper van from the United States to Europe. That got us thinking maybe we should make a video for people who are considering sending their camper van to Europe from the United States. So here goes. To ship or not to ship? That is the question. Why would you consider shipping a van, your camper van, from the United States to Europe? Two things that came to mind for us were, one was cost. We thought it would be much more cost effective if we sent it over outside of the initial shipping costs. I mean, to rent a camper van here is fairly expensive. Estimate on the lower end of about $3,000 per month to do that. And if you're going to be here for several months, it makes sense to ship it over. And the other one is just comfort, having your own van with you the whole time. You're used to it, you know where everything is, you know how all of the functions work on it. So what goes into the cost? Several factors. One is shipping. The shipping cost for our van to Winnebago Revel was about $2,400 to ship. Also have to look at some U.S. customs and export fees. We left from New Jersey. The export fees and customs, I don't know, around $200 or so. From there, marine insurance, they give you the choice of whether to take marine insurance. There's two types of marine insurance. One is loss, and the other one is comprehensive, so damage also, and loss. So for loss, it's 1.25% of the value of your vehicle. So if you have a camper van or motorhome at, just to make it easy, $100,000, and you decided to get the loss marine insurance, that would cost you $1,250 to insure. So you have a choice about that, whether you want to or not. Low probability that anything would happen on sea, like a fire or the ship sinking, but if you're worried about that, you could purchase marine insurance. Once you get your vehicle in Europe, we had ours sent to Zeebrugge, Belgium. We had to pay custom and destination fees. That was about $400 at that port, Zeebrugge port. And the last thing is, once you get your vehicle in Europe, before you can drive off the lot or through the port, you'll have to have third-person liability insurance. That would take care of, just in case you get into an accident, that would take care of the repair of the other party's vehicle and any personal damage that might happen to them as a result of an accident. Who does this type of work about shipping vehicles from U.S. to Europe? One company that we ultimately went with was Ship Overseas, pretty well known company for doing that. And the other one is IVSS. Both have fairly solid reputations. Like I said, we did Ship Overseas from the United States to Belgium. We'd definitely consider IVSS on the return, as well as Ship Overseas. How does this happen? Two choices. One is roll on, roll off. Most cost efficient is roll on, roll off. The downside of roll on, roll off is that you cannot keep any contents within the van. It will not get through customs if you did that. We learned that the hard way. We tried to use roll on, roll off, and we kept our van full of materials like camping materials and kitchenware and stuff like that, clothing. We ended up having to take that out and ship it separately in boxes that we're currently waiting for still. The other method is container shipment. They put your vehicle in a container, and in this situation it is more expensive, but you can keep everything, all the contents, camping equipment, kitchen stuff, food, other supplies that you might have within the van. So that's your choice. I don't know what we're going to do on the way back. Probably a container shipment, I would guess, because of the difficulty we had with the roll on, roll off. So what do you need to get this to happen? So we had to have the original title, the actual title, not a copy of it, bill of sales for the vehicle, also other documents that you need to ship your van from the United States to Europe. I talked about marine insurance already, and you have the choice of whether you want to take marine insurance. Talked about this already as well. Third-party liability. You have to have that insurance in order to drive in Europe. It is suggested that you take your license plates off the vehicle when it's being transported overseas. United States license plate may be thought of as a memorabilia for some folks, and they may take it off. If you don't take it off, you can put it back on once you have your camper van or motorhome in Europe. But during the transit on the boat, it's recommended that you take off the plates. International driver's license, you should get one of those prior to leaving. You could get that at AAA. It's pretty easy to do, and that will allow you to drive around Europe during your stay. Where? Well, I think I said this already, but I'll say it one more time. We shipped our van from New Jersey to Zeebrugge, Belgium. There's lots of different areas that you can ship from and to. There's a map from IVSS that shows some of those locations. One location that we heard of was Baltimore, Maryland. IVSS does go from Baltimore to Belgium. The recommendation on the destination would be not to have it shipped to Germany. Germany has a fee. It's 20% of the value of your vehicle that they hold as a deposit. So again, back to that $100,000 vehicle example, that would be $20,000 that you would have to give as a deposit when you set up the journey. You would not get that $20,000 back until you left Germany and came back to the United States. So stay away from Germany. So things to consider when you're making this decision. How long will you stay in Europe? If it's only a week or two, then renting seems like to be the better option, because there's a lot of hoops to go through, as I just talked about. The value of your camper van or motorhome is another consideration. Comprehensive coverage is only for vehicles less than $75,000. Tor Insure is the company that we went with, but they will not provide comprehensive coverage for any vehicle over $75,000. And the question of, can you ship the contents of your camper van or motorhome, the roll-on, roll-off, it sounds like you cannot. We learned that the hard way. Versus a container shipment. Last thing to consider is the electric hookup for your RV. I would strongly suggest buying a voltage converter or step-up, step-down converter. We bought one rated at 5,000 watts because we want to run our air conditioning unit with it. Well, hope this was helpful. Lots of information. Feel free to reach out with any comments or questions that you might have. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pasta and Kimchi. Thanks.